Hello Internet, it's me Stutz. In today's video we're going to discuss about the new upcoming unfinished and kind of lame movement updates in Call of Duty Mobile, which rumor says it's likely coming from the mainline Call of Duty titles like Modern Warfare 2 and 3. By the way, if you are a true OG fans of this game and love the third-person perspective of the Battle Royale scene, you're going to love this video, because I highly invest my time analyzing on this topic, whereas if some of you didn't agree with my take on this topic, then you better think twice before you pull that trigger and watch till the end. So without further ado, let's dive into it, shall we? In the high-stakes world of mobile battle royales like PUBG Mobile and Call of Duty Mobile, one fundamental choice divides players more than any loadout or circle pull: first-person perspective versus third-person perspective. For millions, especially in the massive Asian player base, the mobile gaming landscape, perspective is everything. While Western PC and console communities treat first-person perspective as the definitive competitive standard, the Asian regional player base has spent nearly a decade perfecting a different meta for titles like PUBG Mobile and Call of Duty. Mobile third-person perspective isn't just a casual setting, it's the dominant, high-stakes arena. It's the superior, preferred way to experience mobile shooter and battle royale games that define strategy, skill expression, and the very identity of these titles across Asian regions. Third-person perspective remains the dominant, practical choice for mobile shooters in Asia because it delivers superior spatial awareness, peek and play tactics, and a long-established skill ecosystem that mobile players, especially long-time CODM and PUBG users, have optimized over years. Any radical movement overhaul could risk breaking that ecosystem unless paired with a full shift toward first-person play and careful regional testing. To understand this debate, we first need to understand why third-person perspective is already in the DNA of mobile shooters in Asia. For years, games like Call of Duty Mobile and PUBG Mobile have shown that the majority of mobile battle royale players prefer third-person over first-person perspective. The reason is simple: information wins fights. Third-person allows players to gather more visual information about their surroundings, monitor angles without fully exposing themselves, and maintain greater awareness during combat. On a small mobile screen where visibility is already limited compared to PC and console platforms, every extra piece of information matters. Third person also offers an entirely different tactical ecosystem. It grants a wider field of view and allows for peeking, gathering intel behind solid cover without exposing a single pixel of your character model. In the Asian esports and ranked scenes, this spatial awareness transforms the game into a high-speed chess match. Players use the camera decoupled from the character's body to map out rotations, predict pushes, and calculate engagements with absolute certainty. It is a preferred, arguably superior style for the mobile format because it balances tactile touchscreen controls with maximum environmental awareness. The pullback of camera angle, wider situational awareness which creates high skill ceiling yet depth in tactical plays. In fast-paced mobile sessions on smaller screens and touch controls, this edge is huge. Camera manipulation and defensive plays shine. Pros and casuals alike use it for shoulder peeking and holding angles creatively, and most importantly, easier entry for new players. Hip firing feels natural. Less motion sickness on mobile, but mastering camera control, pre-aiming, and positioning separates legends. Many view third person as more complete for BR chaos, where survival and intel trump pure gunfights. But don't get me wrong, first-person perspective by contrast offers raw immersion. Your view matches the character's eyes, weapons feel visceral, and it's brutally honest. No hidden peaks, but it limits vision, demands sharper aim under pressure, and often feels punishing on mobile hardware and controls. And the least important reason why third-person perspective is so popular across Asian regions is that it also creates a more tactical and accessible experience. Players can admire character skins, animations, vehicles, emotes, and cosmetics while maintaining awareness of enemy positions. This style of gameplay has become deeply embedded within the culture of mobile battle royale communities throughout Asia, where third-person matchmaking consistently attracts a larger player population than first-person perspective. This brings us to the core issue. The rumored movement systems inherited from recent mainline Call of Duty titles, especially from Modern Warfare 2 and 3 eras, are built from the ground up for a rigid, forward-facing FPP camera lens, and because of this, standard modern movement for PC and console only triggers towards first-person style. It will be incompatible for third-person style of gameplay, which lead to severe mechanical friction. It will feel broken, clunky, unplayable, and the character model animations will desync from where the player is actually looking. Your character will clunkily spin around to sprint forward, completely blinding you to the angle you were trying to hold, whereas mobile hardware and touch controls are less precise than mouse/keyboard or controllers. Third person. Perspective for giving sightlines and defensive options help balance those limits, allowing skilled play without perfection on aim. However, if we want a new movement system, there is a good enough solution that is the proper implementation of new Black Ops 6 Omni-movement, which has the closest style of movement which can replace the current movement system in Call of Duty Mobile. More on that topic now. The Omni-movement system introduced in newer Call of Duty titles was designed primarily around first-person gameplay. The system allows players to sprint, dive, and move fluidly in multiple directions while maintaining momentum. I think this the perfect movement for both worlds if the developers of Call of Duty Mobile are talented enough to implement it properly in the near future without rushing it. Beyond the technical limitations, there is a human element to consider: Call of Duty. Mobile is celebrating over 5 years of global dominance. Over half a decade, players, especially the old ones, have developed muscle memory that is practically institutional. The current movement system has been refined over more than 5 years. Slide canceling, jump shotting, drop shotting, bunny hopping, camera manipulation, advanced strafing, and countless movement combinations have become second nature to veteran players. Mechanics like the slide hop, drop shotting, and zigzag strafing aren't just exploits, they are the definitive signature of Call of Duty Mobile. Entire playstyles have been built around the existing mechanics. Many old players didn't simply adapt to this movement system. They grew up with it and became part of their muscle memory. The movement mechanics helped define competitive metas, content creation, ranked gameplay, and the identity of COD Mobile itself. For many veterans, the current movement is not outdated. It is the foundation upon which the game was built. This movement is carried in the blood of the community. It's what made the game a standalone masterpiece rather than just a watered-down port of a console title. The current mechanical loop is fluid, responsive, and most importantly, it functions flawlessly in third-person mode. That doesn't mean innovation should stop. Every live-service game must evolve to remain competitive. But evolution and replacement are not the same thing. Innovations is necessary for a live-service game to survive, but it shouldn't come at the cost of identity. If TiMi, Studio, and Activision want to introduce a new era of movement to KDM, they face a strict binary choice. Either lock these mechanics strictly to fist-person gameplay styles, or go all the way and build a true mobile iteration of Omni-movement. The implementation must be approached carefully. The developers need to consider how the system will interact with TPP gameplay, mobile controls, device performance, server stability, and existing movement mechanics. A movement system designed primarily for modern. First-person Call of Duty titles may not automatically translate into a mobile ecosystem where third-person remains the king. The goal should be to preserve what makes Call of Duty Mobile unique while selectively adopting features that genuinely improve the experience. Because at the end of the day, COD Mobile's success wasn't built solely on being a mobile version of Call of Duty. It succeeded because it developed its own identity, its own movement culture, and its own loyal community. And after more than 5 years, that identity deserves careful consideration before any major movement revolution takes place. The future of COD Mobile may indeed include new movement systems. But if history has taught us anything, it's that change works best when it respects the foundations that made the game successful. In the first place, the future of Call of Duty Mobile may indeed include new movement systems. But if history has taught us anything, it's that change works best when it respects the foundations that made the game successful in the first place. To implement a half-baked, forward-only modern movement system would disrespect the mechanics the veteran player base has spent 5 years mastering, and ultimately alienate the very region that keeps the game at the top of the charts. The current movement isn't broken. In fact, it's exactly what makes Call of Duty Mobile, COD Mobile. the end of the day, perspective isn't cosmetic. It's the lens through which every design choice is measured. For many Asian mobile communities, TPP is baked into the game's identity. A competitive advantage on small screens, a spectator-friendly format, and the foundation of 5 years of skill and culture. If majority love it, you can't deny the facts beyond the souls of players. Many players have invested their time, money, countless practice to become good on the current movement system. It's an art of hard work. You can't just replace it, but need to fine-tune the closest thing to it, which is the Omni-movement if developers want to implement a new movement that bad. Any radical movement change that ignores camera perspective, control limits, and player history risks disrupting the game's balance and alienating the very players who built its reputation. And most importantly, if a game survived more than 5 years of storm and countless battles alongside with its loyal player, based, that's a no bullshit and need an uncompromised proper update from both Time and Activision. The safest and most player-respecting path is coexistence. Innovate, but keep third person's legacy alive. So soldiers, that my best take on this topic or so-called issue, if you are a true fan of this game, you will definitely agree with my conversations. It may be long yapping, but all I said is all facts. So stay frosty, soldiers, and see you soon.
Net call. Major instability detected. Safe zone evac orders are in effect. Your teammate has been killed.
The airdrop is coming.
Airdrop incoming.
Airdrop is coming.
Airdrop has been delivered. Circle collapse
The
image.
airdrop is coming.
Net call. Supply drop incoming. Airdrop has been delivered. Your teammate has been killed.